Hello everyone, Gifted Soul here. So today I am going to be showing you the decks that I plan on working with in spring. Now, mind you, these are not the only decks you're going to see me working with, but these are some decks that you're going to see a lot on my channel this month and throughout the period of spring. And a couple of these decks were really calling for March, like leading up to just March in particular, for whatever reason. And so I felt like I might as well turn it into a video. I may need to go grab a couple more decks, but so far the ones that I have next to me on my right hand side, those are the ones that we're going with at the moment. I may end up pausing the video a couple times and picking up some more, but for right now, these are the main ones. So I'm going to first start off with a deck gifted to me and created by V Love and Crystals, and also her second channel that she has repurposed into a tarot channel, V Love and Tarot. And this is the Feelings in Bloom Oracle deck. Now, you may know it to look a little different than this one. This is her OG version, the first version she had. I think she was selling it at first and then she stopped. But she ended up giving me this copy for free, like a long time ago, and I appreciate it, as well as the other decks that she has gifted to me as well. So yeah, she is still selling this deck, but she has changed it. The backings look different, and there are extra cards, for the most part. And so this is like a flowery deck. It's floral. It gives me spring vibes. So this is one reason why I want to work with this. And it's like a love deck. You can use it as a love deck. It's more so affirmations. But what I have used it for mostly is to determine how a person feels about you. But they do have affirmations. As you can see, you have a keyword here. And then here you have the affirmation, I write my own story. So, and I believe this is it 53 cards? I'm not sure, but I will link it down below, the version she is selling now. So we have excited. As you can see, it has flowers, a lot of nature scenes, and these are good year-round decks as well, but I'm definitely more called to this right now. Great for relationship readings, it really is. For even just people in general, not necessarily only love connections. I also have used it in my readings of like how a person views you, the first impressions of that you've given to people about you. So yeah, and I'm not going to go through every card. I think I have a video on this. I'm not sure. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm going to show two more here. We have satisfied. I am right where I need to be. And then we have insecure. I embrace my imperfections. So all of these decks that she currently has in stock and are selling, she does have videos on all of them so far. The new ones, the older ones, just look at her channel, V Love and Tarot and V Love and Crystals. I believe V Love and Crystals is where most of her deck reviews are right now. So her reviews of her own decks as well. I think she kind of alternates, but just make sure you check out both of her channels if you're interested in any of her decks and even that one. So now we have the Earth Power Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I do not have the box because this was actually gifted to me by V Love and Crystals. It is modified. It is also edged. It does not come like this when you actually buy it. But again, this was gifted to me. So in this condition, and it's actually pretty neat. I don't edge my cards because I feel like I'm going to make a mess. But, you know, some people actually really make it look good. So, yeah. This is the back of the cards, and I'm pretty sure this is not all of the cards. I've had this stashed away for a little while. It's one of the decks I don't use often, but I definitely feel called to work with in March and spring. Again, it has been trimmed down. These, I don't know if you would call these affirmations, but yeah, they have nature scenes. Yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. I don't really understand half of the keyword, or the, I guess it's the place that this was inspired by, that the image was inspired by. And then we have fairy circles. And I think this might be, I don't know how many cards is in this deck. No, because it just only says on the back of the guidebook who Stacey DeMarco is. So, but yeah. I think Stacey DeMarco's decks are all Blue Angel. I'm not totally sure on that. Yeah, Blue Angel. I don't know what that mark is on it, but. And then we have that. So yeah. It says, I am forgiven, I forgive. So yeah, you can call them affirmations for the most part. And for the last year or so, I've really become like very interested in love with affirmations. So yeah, that's the Earth Power Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. I'm gonna get to this other one last, so I need to move that out the way. There is a deck that I have driven myself crazy for the last day or so looking for. I may have to pause this video, see if I can find it before I actually end the video. But yeah. So we have now the Earth Magic Oracle deck by Stephen D. Farmer. I've had this deck, I want to say it's been a few years or so now. I've barely used it since I've had it, but I feel very called to use it. The guidebook there, pretty decent guidebook. I will do a video on that one eventually. I felt like I did one before, but it had to been a long time ago. So this is the back of the cards, and it is semi-gloss. It's not full gloss, at least that's what I feel. And we have the, I guess you can call this like a, I don't know what you would call this. I guess that would be the main feel of the card, and then you have a keyword, another keyword followed by that. So you can do a lot with that. We have Green Man, Synergy, Wolf, Instinct, Ocean, Ebb and Flow, Well, Breach. So let me know if you want a flip through of this deck on my channel. I got this one pretty cheap because I actually got it used on eBay a few years ago. I won it in I think it was an auction. I'm pretty sure it was an auction. It was pretty much brand new, so I think she either barely used it or she never used it. The person that I got it from. I'm going to show you one card that keeps coming out in almost every reading that I've done so far with this deck on my channel, and that is this Ceremony Invocation card. We have the Shaman card that has came up in a recent video reel for the daily guidance on Instagram. We also have kind of like time frames, summer, solstice. Here you can use it as a time frame. We have an element. And yeah, so there you have it, the Earth Power Oracle by Stephen D. Farmer. Again, it comes with a guidebook, and it is 48 cards. So, and then you have some previews, more cards on the back. definitely I would recommend this one for any type of reading, not just spring readings. But again, this deck has been calling to me this year, as far as for like starting off in March and then just spring in general. Um, I just dropped the card on the floor. Okay, so now we're going to get to the Wisdom of the Golden Path by Tony Carmine Salerno. It is also a Blue Angel deck, I believe. Yes, Tony Carmine Salerno is with Blue Angel. We have several previews of the cards here. I have a modified version of this deck as well. One of my lovely subscribers, gifted me a box of decks last summer. I think it was last summer. And when she sent some cards, I knew she was sending me some decks, but I did not know this girl was sending me a big box. And I actually still have the box, but yeah, it was filled with decks. And I told her there may be a chance that any of the decks you send me, I may already have it in my collection. And lo and behold, there was one other, I think it was V's Fortune Cookie Oracle deck that she had gifted to me as well. I already had a copy of that. And then I had a copy of this, which is the copy I'm holding right now. The gifted copy is modified, it's trimmed, I think it's edged. And I do actually write book for it too, but I don't know if I want to do a giveaway with that, or if I want to, in case something happens to this copy. The box is worn out. Where at? Inside of the box, it's gold, like a really shiny. I wouldn't say, but I don't know, because it kind of looks like when you're looking at it in person, just a tad bit kind of looks like it's just cardboard, like a cardboard brown color. But so these are the cards. They are big, are not necessarily hard to shuffle because I'm used to them. But yeah, it does, like I said, come with a guidebook. It's kind of like it's pretty thin, but I feel like it's enough information here for you. There are some cards in here where you may have to bring out the guidebook here and there if you're not used to the deck. We have Timeless Earth, a lot of feminine energy here as well, and a lot of green. But yeah, even if you aren't used to the deck, if you read intuitively and by imagery, and not just keywords, you can still do a lot with this deck. But yeah, see, like Jade Mountain, I don't know what this is without looking at the guidebook, but I do still get a lot of intuitive energy and messages from just even the image, or even just the word jade by itself, or the word mountain by itself. And you can maybe work with the color, or not the color, but the crystal jade, or yeah, it's just a lot of things you can get from these particular cards. And you have trust, spontaneous and intuitive creation. They do have some borders, but they don't bother me for the most part. I'm not the border police, so I'm pretty fine with borders. They don't really throw off my concentration or anything. The Wisdom, or the Golden Path, what is this? Within. Okay. That is the main cover art for the box in the deck. Wings of Light, New Beginning. We have Love, Masquerade. There are some more shadow images in here as well, but they're not that overwhelming. So even if you're not into those type of cards, it shouldn't be a problem. Like this one, Intuition, that was a little on kind of the darker side, at least the image. Compassion. Let's see, Creativity. We have Mermaids. There is, I don't know how much nudity, but I'm skipping through some right now. We have, this is, I think, one of the only, if not the only, male figures in this deck. Rose petals. And then here's another darker vibe card, and it's space clearing. I actually showed you damn near the whole deck, but yeah, so again, this is the Wisdom of the Golden Path by Tony Carmine Salerno. It is a Blue Angel deck, and there was a period of time when I first started getting my decks, I only would get them from eBay. And no, eBay does not only have used, oh yeah, this is one of the cards as well. It's on my workspace here because that's the monthly energy for March. But yeah, I would get my cards only from eBay when I, like, for the most part, when I first started out buying cards. I don't really know why for the most part, but that's just, I guess, how I felt comfortable. No, they weren't used. I actually got brand new decks from eBay. eBay is not only a place to get used products, so keep that in mind, but yes, there are used products there. Okay, so now we have, and this is the deck that I said I would have to pause to look for. I just found it a few minutes ago. Earth Wisdom Oracle by Barbara Moore, artwork by Christina Scagliotti, I think is how you pronounce that. I don't know why when I say artwork, like during these videos, for whatever reason, I keep saying artwork. I don't know. We have the guidebook, and in Barbara Moore's guidebooks, or I guess in any Laura Scarabeo published deck, it's going to have like different languages in the guidebook. So for instance, if you don't speak English, there is a Spanish portion, there is a French, Chinese, Italian, all of that. This is the back, and you can probably guess why this gives me spring and March vibes. Also because of the title of the deck, I feel called to it as well for spring. That's the back. You have some previews of the cards. It is 32 cards. I typically nowadays do not care to get a deck with that little bit of cards in it, but it's still a nice, pretty chunky deck depending on the card stock and everything. So yeah, that is my stomach growling, and I am kind of hungry, so yeah, but ignore that if you can. The cards are numbered. So we have Blessed Sight or Blessed Sight. Sometimes I'm in the habit of saying blessed, like when it's, I don't know if that's what the creator meant with, I'm saying cards in general, not just this deck, but anytime it says blessed on it, for some reason I feel called to say blessed. We have transformation. So we have the number here on the bottom left hand side and the keyword there in the main image there, and it looks like it does have some borders, but again, these are tastefully done and borders really do not bother me. And we have rest, we have grace, we have understanding. I have a video on this deck as well if you want to check it out. I believe it should still be on my channel. Again, this is the Earth Wisdom Oracle by Barbara Moore. Go with the flow. Inspiration. Communication. Divine love. Okay, we got to skip through. We have awareness. Truth. Now this is one of my favorites. Both the artwork and the keywords speak to me on this one. Divine connection. So you can see it's a lot of nature and flowers here as well. That's what springtime is all about for me. Divine light. Clarity. That's the cover art for the guidebook in the box here. If I can find it. There it is. And also, I forgot to mention there is a ribbon in the box. So when you're getting ready to grab your cards out of the deck, instead of just trying to like dig in the box and grab them, you use the ribbon to help pull the cards up out of the box. Prosperity, relief, healing grief. This is kind of like almost a shadow deck as well with some of the cards. Heart healing and clear aura. I actually showed you damn near the whole deck on this one too. But yeah, so again, that is the Earth Wisdom Oracle by Barbara Moore, artwork by Christina Scagliotti. And I probably butchered it, and I apologize if so, but I didn't mean to do that. And I think this may be the last one on my spring list. If it isn't, I will do a part 2 because I may end up finding some after this video that I want to work with. So let's see. We have the Everyday Enchanted. It's either Enchanted or Enchantment Tarot by Poppy. Ooh. I don't have. I'll probably link these down below. Poppy something. And I feel bad for not remembering, but this was gifted to me also by V. V11 Crystals, V11 Tarot. Like, was it, might have been last year, maybe even the year before last. So much time has gone by, I can't really remember. But yeah, I had asked her, or told her that I liked the deck she was using in her live stream and was wondering which one was it. And she had sent me a message on Instagram later that day and told me, hey, would you like this deck? And I was like, of course. If you're wanting to give it up, of course. I'm not going to pass down a free deck. But yeah, so this deck here is kind of like a fun, twisted take on tarot. When I say twisted, I mean different. It's very unique. I love the artwork. There was a card or two in this deck where I was kind of, it made me kind of scared to use the deck. But I've kind of gotten over that now. So she did edge it in green, and I believe this has been trimmed. So I have the guidebook somewhere. I'm not even going to grab it because it's big. It's a landscape book also, so it does not open like your ordinary guidebook. So we have the blades here, 9 of blades, and 9 of blades will probably obviously be the swords suit. 10 of swords. And I'm only going to show a few. I'm going to show you the one, if I can find it quick enough. I may have to pause to look for it, but the one that I really, the card that spoke to me, or not even spoke to me, but it was like an image that I couldn't get out of my head when I first saw this deck. And I think I first saw this deck used, at least I first noticed it or paid more attention to it when I saw JJ Constellation. She's a bigger channel on YouTube if you would like to check her out if you're new to her, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you probably already watch her, but if you don't, check her out. And yeah, JJ Constellation, and I think that's her name on Instagram also. The moon. I was trying to make sure that's the hangman. I'm crazy enough to see if it was reversed, but obviously the hangman is upside down. So the star, we have strength, 2 of wands, 6 of cups, judgment. This probably should have been maybe the devil card in a sense instead of, I don't know. But anyway, people read how they want to read and they create based on what, they feel it means. So we're not judging. We have 8 of coins. We have the lovers, and you can see there's like, I guess that will be the older or the younger them, and then that's them older. Them looking back on how they were before they, aged. Let me see if I can find that card. And you might be surprised. Now, this one is the one, not my favorite, but that's the one where I was kind of like, okay, I may not want to use this deck because I kind of don't want to. It's just, I don't know, it kind of scares me a little. But for the most part, I'm okay to see it now. There's the 3 of Swords. While I'm looking in between cards, we have 2 of Cups here, and I'm just now noticing that looks like 2 men instead of their traditional male and female. That's an interesting and refreshing take. That's another one that I was not necessarily scared of, but it's like that's obviously looks like blood work, type of, I don't know. At a certain time in my life, y'all, I just got paranoid about a lot of stuff. The High Priestess is, I really don't feel, it's a good deck overall, but for some reason I am feeling called to pull it out right now. We have the Tower. That may have been the card I dropped on the floor, the one that I'm looking for. I may have to pick it up because I definitely do not see the card I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. 10 of Wands. I don't know. The artwork was just very intriguing. Like, it really, the 10, like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, it's the perfect depiction of a standard 10 of. Okay, so I cut off somewhere and I don't know where I stopped at. I just did a recap of all of the decks that I mentioned here. I don't know if I was able to get that in, so I'm going to recap it one more time. We have the Feelings in Bloom by V11 Crystals, Earth Power Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, Wisdom of the Golden Path Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, and the Earth Wisdom Oracle by Barbara Moore. Last but not least, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. I also mentioned that I got the name wrong. It is Poppy. I think it's Poppy Palin. I had said Poppy Sinclair. I don't know if you heard me say that because, again, I cut off and I'm just now noticing that it cut off. But if you heard that part, it is not Poppy Sinclair. The creator is Poppy Palin, I think. Palin. And I'm going to try to link these decks down below. Also, if anybody's interested in them, if you are interested in a private reading or more videos like this, leave a comment. If you're interested in private readings, just contact me or look in the description box for my Etsy shop and my website link, or you can just contact me at giftedsoul777@gmail.com and I will send you those links. Also, you can, if you do not want to purchase directly through Etsy or my website, you can go through PayPal and Cash App, but you do need to contact me before you send payments there. Oftentimes, people are sending money to the wrong person, and once you do that, I can't guarantee you get your money back because the money is not in my possession at that point. So double check that you're sending it to me and just contact me if that's what you are wanting to pay through. so I can give you the appropriate links. And even if I do give you my link, there's been a problem where people, from time to time, you can click on my link and it sends you to a different person. So make sure you see Gifted Soul, and also make sure you see Intuitive Readings by Gifted Soul. That is my business PayPal account name. If you don't see that, do not send any money to it, or double check with me and I will let you know if you're on the right thing. And yeah, do not use my email address to send me anything on PayPal, because I do not use my main email address on my PayPal account. I use a different one. So do not do that. But anyways, I wish you guys love and light. Please comment, like, subscribe, share if you feel inclined to. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope that we connect again soon. Take care. Love and light.